tarot reading videos in a month? I think yes. Also, if you're questioning why I have been wearing the exact same thing for like 3 of my videos, it's because I am chugging out content, because next week, as I'm filming this, I will be on my period. And I am usually in anguish, so I didn't want to fall behind. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it. Okay, cool. So we have pile 1 over here and pile 2 over here. Pick whichever one you feel most drawn to, and we're just gonna get into it. This is basically a card per month, so the overall themes of each month of this new year. These represent your first month, and then I'm gonna pull off camera now the rest of your cards. So we'll go into pile 1 first, so pile 2 can go over there. Pile 1, I pulled all your cards. It is very interesting. We also have a back of the deck which I'll get into. So first of all, we start with your first card, which was the card that you felt drawn to, which was the Ace of Swords. So this is for January, the rest of January. I feel like it's going to be full of new beginnings, especially in communication, action, planning, and did I say communication? I probably did. And instability slightly as well. However, I think it won't be so obvious straight away. I feel like the seeds are being planted, but they're not growing yet, so you're kind of blind to these new beginnings, which is, you know, normal as hell. So I want to quickly go through this. I want to go quickly through it because I don't want to make it too complicated. But in February we have the Hierophant. So with this comes commitment, contracts, you know, law, that kind of thing. So I think February is going to be a time where these plans that you're making and, you know, putting the seeds down for, they're going to start to grow, and some of it will come into fruition in the sense of you're going to get offers, you're going to get opportunities, you're going to get things to sign, things to do before things get to be successful, you know? So when you're, for example, creating a business, you have so much to do but after the planning, but before it can really go out there and get successful. So that's what February is going to feel like and what you're going to be doing. And there is a chance of, you know, commitment in a relationship, but I don't see that coming in quite yet. It's not impossible, but I just think this year is really focused on you and your goals in yourself and, you know, career, money, that kind of stuff. So then March, we have the 8 of Swords. So I feel like you will have some anxiety around certain things and fears and that kind of, you know, vibe in March. And you also may have something hold you back when it comes to these things that you want to, sorry, I have a hiccup. I always get hiccups when I talk too much. That are going to hold you back from achieving these things or getting them out there. And they will go out there, I can tell from, you know, the rest of your reading. But there may be something that holds you back a bit, or stops you from doing that for, you know, temporarily. And it's really important that you don't let this dishearten you. But I do think in March, it's going to be a time of rest, you know, a time of, you know what, maybe I'm not quite ready and this is happening for a reason. Let me get back up there when I'm ready. And I think you'll be ready fairly quickly, because then we have April, which is 3 of Coins, and 3 of Coins just talks about socializing, but also negotiation and sacrifice and making like business contacts and things like that. And I just think, you know, once April hits, you're going to be like, actually, I am ready now. I'm ready to get back on that, you know, the horse, that phrase, on the horse, and go forward and make this exactly what I wanted to make it. And I think because Pentacles comes up a couple times here, and there's no wands here, it's just swords, pentacles and cups. I think it's going to be a process over the whole year, because the suit of Pentacles is quite slow. So it is going to be a long process. But whatever you are planning to do, you know, whether that's even just like healing, you know, and it's not an actual, you know, project or plan or whatever, things take time. In March, you know, this disheartening emotion might come from the fact that it's not immediately successful or immediately working, you know, or you're seeing no progress over the span of a month. You have to be patient with yourself and whatever you are creating or planning or doing, or, you know, whatever. And I think, so that whole thing, that it's going to be a process over the whole year. It's going to kind of take a while, but, you know, in retrospect, a year is nothing compared to the amount of time that most people live. So kind of enjoy it, enjoy the process, and I think you will, because then we have, for May, the 10 of coins. 10 of coins, I mean, you have a 10 next to that as well, and I feel, and the 10 is like, you know, in numerology, it's about the ending of cycles, and so 10 coming up twice in a row, it's like that cycle of disheartenment and impatience and sadness and fear is coming, is coming to a close. But card-wise, the 10 of Pentacles, family, gatherings, gifts, giving and receiving, you're gonna feel a lot more in tune, I think, by May. So I think family will help you, or whoever you consider family, could be friends. I think money is going to be at a better place by May. And I think that this cycle closing is going to lead you to a much better time, if I'm being honest with you. Because like up until May, the cards are fairly quite boring, right? And then after that, it's like, whoa, like, you know, you got 3 major arcana, you got more cups, you know, it's like a lot is going to happen after May. And then in June, we have the lovely 10 of Cups. June is going to be a really beautiful month for you. June, you know, 10 of Cups is about ultimate happiness, achieving everything, love, just everything being balanced and where you want it to be. So I think you'll reach some kind of goal, maybe not the end goal, but a goal by June. I think you'll reach it. And I also think, you know, just your surroundings will be positive, you'll be in a good place mentally. But then we go on to July and we have the 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups talks about looking at the things that you feel you've lost and not kind of knowing how to feel about it, and feeling like you've maybe missed out on some stuff, and it's almost like a wallowing in your sadness. And I think this is a perfect depiction of when you finally reach happiness. We as humans, our subconscious decides to stick in sadness because it's comfortable, it's easy, you know? And well, you know, I do that, I've done that, everyone does it, you know, at least once in their lives. And I've done it plenty of times. But then I think this is temporary. This is very, very temporary, because to be honest, after this it looks pretty good. So I think after such a high in June, you're going to be like kind of coming down. And this come down is going to seem like a negative thing, but it's not. Instead, you should see it as this high and then, you know, a slight come down, but then it kind of settles. Instead of letting it crush you down completely, let it just stay, you know, where it is. It doesn't need to get higher, you know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll go really low, but try and find what the key is to stabilizing your emotions during this time, because it feels very up and down. And then in August we have the Magician. So if you've been manifesting something, or I feel like, you know, throughout this year you'll be manifesting something that you haven't manifested yet, in August is when it will most likely come to fruition. So it feels very positive again. I feel like back in August, after July, you'll be like, actually, I'm getting back on top. I'm learning how to stabilize my emotions. I know what I'm capable of. You know, repeating those kind of affirmations to yourself almost instinctively without even thinking about it, which is a great thing. And then in September, we have the Four of Cups reversed. So I feel like this is, you know, your guide saying to you that by September, you wouldn't have missed any opportunities. And you will have this up and down of emotions throughout the year, like anyone else usually does, you know. And you will feel, because of this, you know, what's the word that I've been using? Disheartening emotion, and this having to go back up and down. You might feel like, well, what if I missed out on something? What if I'm supposed to be doing something else? And this is your guide saying, no, you haven't missed out on anything. You took every opportunity that we gave you. You dealt with it how you needed to deal with it. And if there's anything that you feel you haven't done or that you've missed, you'll get on it, you know, in your own time. And I feel like if you have, like, if you literally turn down, for example, an opportunity and you're like, damn, maybe I should have taken that, it feels like you weren't supposed to take it, or it will come back around. It just feels like, you know, you haven't missed anything. You're fine. You're good where you are. Kind of stay in that mindset of, I'm exactly where I need to be by September. And then October, the Wheel of Fortune. So October is a big time of change for you, it seems. And this makes a lot of sense. You know, I think we go through our third Mercury retrograde at that point. And, you know, just in general, it usually is a time of immense change. But the thing about Wheel of Fortune is that it's big life changes. And it's usually very positive, on your side, good luck kind of life changes. So it will be very positive. But because after that, November, we have the Five of Swords, I feel like this October, November, this time is going to be quite overwhelming for you. And you are going to feel like you have to do so much. And perhaps you've given yourself too much responsibility for some things. And you've overloaded yourself and you're not giving yourself time to rest. So there is so much beautiful change, but because of this overwhelmingness that it might bring you, it might drain you a little bit, and you might feel like, you know, shit, am I ready for this? Or is this what I really want? And just this back and forth is really just mental. Like, it's literally just in your head. People on the outside are not going to be able to see this. They'll see your achievements and they'll think, wow, because you clearly are going to achieve so much and a lot of change. Guys, I got interrupted by the fucking delivery man. But anyways, as I was saying, this year, it's not a mental battle. I don't think you're going to go through anything detrimental. I just think that there's a lot of back and forth and it might be quite draining by the end of the year. And you'll achieve so many good things, and if you're craving change, it's definitely coming in. But I just think it's about how this year is definitely about how you cope with things, definitely about how certain things are taken care of. And then with December, we have the Chariot. So much change is coming in again, but it's going to be more fast-paced than, you know, because as I said, you know, you kind of wait a few months until things start to kind of move, and then the Chariot is like, actually, change again. And what's funny about this is that the back of the deck was indeed the Devil. So, the Devil talks about karmic cycles, our least favorite thing on this planet. And it's so clear because the amount of tens, and which, you know, in numerology, like I said, signifies the ending of cycles. You are closing out so many karmic cycles this year, which is why it's so up and down. And it's a good thing because, you know, you won't have to deal with the same cycles ever again. But it will be quite like, oh god, another one kind of thing like that. but it's really positive because it's going to bring in, you know, 10 of Cups, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot. There's so much good here. And I feel like at some point you'll feel like it's more bad than good, but it's not. It's just you have done so much to get to this point, to heal, to close out these cycles, that it will overwhelm you, but it will be a good thing by the end of it. So you have to kind of see it through. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, because I enjoyed doing it for you, because I am nosy. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book one-on-one with me, I'm currently not on Twitter, and so please just DM my Instagram or my email, or fill out the form, which is probably the easiest way to do it, via my website. All of the information for that will be below. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Love you lots. Mwah. So pile 2, we have a very, very lovely reading for you guys, and very glad to say that when I was choosing pile 1 or pile 2, pile 2 was the one I chose. But anyways, what am I doing? So I'm just gonna get straight into it. I want to do it quite quickly, like I said with the first pile as well, just because I don't want to complicate it too much. I want to just go into the main themes and collect like the overall story of your year, basically. So we're gonna do that now. Starting off with the Temperance in reverse. That is the card that was here when you chose pile 1 or pile 2. Because it's in reverse, you are at a lack of balance, or at a point in time where you're trying to regain and restore this balance, which is a positive thing. I think at the moment you are healing, whether it is from something or in general, you are healing. And this is a great thing. But, you know what? And it feels really lovely. Like the energy, like with the first pile, first pile, felt like this strenuous energy of back and forth. And with you guys, it's kind of like, you know what? I need to heal. It's not, you know, a great fun process, but I need to do it and I'll be okay. And that really comes through. And it feels like a breath of fresh air. I'm really praying that this is for me as well. And then we go into February, Page of Swords. So people, I'm feeling like there will be communication from certain people, you'll know who. Not people from your past, I think just people in general that are important to you or first come to mind, that are always there, but not people who have been gone for months and years. You know, people who are still relatively in your circle, not blocked people, nothing like that. I never touch on that stuff because it's so toxic, in my opinion, to be pestering someone's energy with your energy when they have set the boundary of blocking you or been out your life for so long. I think if someone is freshly out your life, you know, December, January freshly, it could be this person. And I think there's going to be clarity, and I think things could be fixed. You know, either they come and give you clarity and go, or they come and give you clarity and want to stay. And it really depends, obviously, on each person's individual story. But it's very positive. I think you won't even really feel like it's going to happen, but it will. I think I heard the word reparations. So February is the time of reparations, of communicating, taking action, fixing things kind of making a bit more sense than they do currently in January. I think some of you who are intuitive will see this coming, but also be at a point where like, well, I don't know how I'll get there, you know, from here. I don't know how I'll reach that point, or things will happen that way, but they will. And then in March, it's the World in reverse. And for this one, I want to get the booklet. I obviously know what the world means, but for each major arcana in this deck, I am using the movie deck. They come with little quotes from the movies that are portrayed. So the movie portrayed, if I cannot remember the movie for the life of me, the title name, but I love the movie. It's actually my twin flame's one of his favorite movies. Fifth element, there you go. There you go. So, the life lesson is keep connected to the world whilst nurturing spirituality and inner needs. You will thrive with the right mix. And the quote, which I love, is supreme. I'm gonna say it without the, obviously she cannot speak, her character cannot speak fluent English, but in fluent English it would be, my fifth element, supreme being, I'll protect you. So because it's in reverse, what I love about Major Arcana in general, not just in this deck, is that even when it's in reverse, it's still very positive. Obviously, you know, depending on, you know, the card. For example, if the Sun is in reverse, it means that so much happiness can still come, but it might just take a slower time, you know, depending on what you're reading on. So it's like positive things are coming, but there may be a slight delay or hesitation. But it's still like, March is going to be a very positive time, and oh my god, I do feel like it's to do with the connection, and you guys know how much I hate reading on love in collectives, not one-on-one, but in collectives. And the fact that this is for me is just so resonating right now. I don't really like it, but I think it's so positive, but it took longer than you wanted it to take. And if this is for me, if you're like me, there is still this hint of like impatience in you, where it's like, this didn't go my way. But it still goes your way. You get the outcome you want, it just took a little bit longer to get there. And then with the 10 of Wands in April, it's this sense of building back up. That's always how I describe the 10 of Wands. You know, with Wands, you know, 10 of Wands, I think, is it 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, can't remember, but like nearer the end of the Wands, there's this like negative connotation of fear and arguments and stuff like that. And I just, 10 of Wands is a nice one, because even though it does depict like a strenuous journey, it also depicts the building back up. Like that journey that you just had that wasn't very nice has ended and you're okay now, and you're building back up. You're putting your, not guard up, because that's a negative thing, but like you're building the walls back up to the home that you've built, you know, within yourself. That's how I take it anyways. I think it's quite positive, and obviously it's a fire sign card, so but also I like here that there are no pentacles. Pentacles are my least favourite suit, and in the first one there were loads, which is probably like another reason why I resonate with this one a little bit more, even though I didn't pull the, I'm chatting out my ass. Anyways, then we have in May, we have the King of Cups. So I think in May is when your love life is gonna kind of take center stage. I think the first few months are like healing, things being fixed, communication, action, building back up. It's like the build up towards the, you know, big event, basically, if it were a story. And then the King of Cups is like, someone wants to offer you something, and do this properly. And your love life, whether it's with someone new or someone you're dealing with currently. I never really like to say someone from the past. It doesn't really fuck with my readings. They want to offer you something, and they will offer you this thing. And I think it might overwhelm you, but it's going to be really nice. Very romantic time, I think, for you. Whether intentionally or not. And then in June we have Ace of Wands, which is again a really great, lovely card. The Ace of Wands is about stability and passion and desires, and all of these things having new chapters, and all of these things having a new cycle start, basically. And that definitely is what it feels like, especially with this relationship thing. For the very few of you that are twin flames, literally it will be 0.5% of the people that watch, aka me. It could be to do with that. If you were in separation, you know, that kind of vibe. That is the only circumstance I can see here, but with most people, I think if you're dealing with someone at the moment, then it is that person. And if you're not dealing with anyone and you just have people from the past, it's definitely someone new. But yeah, I just feel like it's a new beginning for you, or for the two of you, you know, either one. Definitely for you as an individual as well. It will kind of pinpoint a new chapter in your life in June. And loads of new things will be coming in general, and so you'll kind of be in a very new energy, but a very positive one, you know? And then we have July, which is Queen of Cups. So we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, which literally makes me think of twin flames. Me being a twin flame as well. Because obviously they're matched suits. So I just think like your life this year is so full of love. Whether you find it to be a relationship or friendship or family, it's so beautiful and you're surrounded by love. And I do think it's a relationship, you know? I do think it is, and I think it's going to be a very beautiful, fulfilling time and connection in general, like if it's new. But it'll be very, your cup will be full by July, you know? Like you'll be at a point where you feel healed. I mean, healing is a constant process that never really stops, but you'll feel very positive, and also your relationship will be very positive and in a good place. And then in August we have Justice. So I do feel like if there were things that you waited for a long time, or went through, or someone put you through something, not even intentionally, it could even be the person you end up with, to be honest, you'll get the karma, the good karma, for the waiting, for the patience, for the love that you never stopped giving, which is linked to this love, you know? I keep needing to hiccup. So I just think it will play out well for you. I do like the Justice card, mainly because I don't do bad shit. So it's like when I see the Justice card for me, I'm like, good karma, reaping what I sowed, you know? And then in October we have, in September we have the Empress, and this is beautiful energy, and this proves what I was saying here with Temperance in reverse. Right now you are healing and things might seem upside down, out of alignment, but you have this deep knowing that things are going to be okay, right? And in your Empress energy, again, you're in this Queen of Cups energy, right? Feeling like you are healed, like you are completely on the right path, like you are in control, like you are strong and divine. And also just, I see the Empress as someone in a relationship who is loving, but also independent and strong. But that loving doesn't get taken away by those other traits. And I just think that she's highly viewed in her relationships, if that makes sense as well. And then in October we have the Four of Swords. So I do feel like your year is going to be busy, no matter what. I feel like there is going to be a lot of stuff that happens. A lot of talking, a lot of new stuff, a lot of overwhelming change, even though it's positive. So I think by October you're at a need of rest. You know, you are at a time where you need to sit your ass down and rest and like fully do nothing for a little while. I think you will, even though things are positive, right? Especially by May, you want to overwork yourself because you don't want to lose your independence even in a relationship, which makes sense. It's so valid. I get that. But you will overwork yourself to a point where you just don't need to do it, you know? So I think you're going to take a nice break in October. You might be mentally drained. You know, it's not a good thing to feel that way. But you'll take the rest. I think you will listen to your body and your mind, and you will take the rest that you need and get back on top of the good stuff, right? The good emotions. If you follow me, you'll know about my ovarian conditions, and I've noticed, so basically I'm on the contraceptive pill for my conditions, to help my conditions. And I go off the pill for a week, every 3 months, and I'm off it this month. But I've just realised that by October, I'll be off it again. So that makes even more sense for me. I just like when I pick a card with the cards that I pull for everyone, and I'm like, I knew it. You know, we're on the same vibe, you and me. But anyways, then we reach November. Page of Cups, guys. You have the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the fucking Page of Cups. I feel like if in October, your mental drainage and your burnout, if that affects your relationship, it will be a very short kind of like, how do you even say that? Like, it will be affected for a short amount of time. Because then this Page of Cups is back here. And it's like, more love offers. This love, from this point, from May, is consistent. And I feel that is what is important for you. Whether you've dealt with this person before or they're new, this person is consistent. They're there for you. Don't we love to hear it? Finally. And I just felt intuitively like saying, it's better than your year last year. Anything for me is better than fucking last year. But anyways, 10 of Cups is your December. Everything is going to be beautiful by December. And actually the last group got 10 of Cups too. They got it in June though. But I think this year is going to be better for everyone. I think we're still learning stuff, but I think we're reaping the rewards of what we sow, whether it's positive or negative, you know? And so many cycles are closing out for everyone. And that shows in your back of the deck as well, which it showed in their back of the deck as well for part 1. So essentially, I feel like we're all on the same collective journey, but our individual journeys are a little bit different. Like the first one was definitely more about self and career and money, and you guys are definitely still very much about self, but more about love and friends and family and mental health and that kind of thing, which I love. This is definitely my vibe. But 10 of Cups, just beautiful energy, just kind of by the end of the year, I think you will have achieved a lot of things you want to achieve, not just in love. I think in career, in everything, you will have, maybe not all of them. You know, I don't like saying it's not realistic, because I hate that phrase. I just think, you know, for most people it's unlikely that we reach every single goal we set if we're setting loads of goals, but you'll reach a lot of goals, and your main goals in career and whatever. And because your relationship also will be at a very strong point, you're kind of going to be like, wow, like this year actually, overall, despite its ups and downs and whatnot, however it started, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, and I feel great, and that's all that matters. And now I feel okay. Well, I got cut off and my camera died, but just to end this, you're just going to be in a very good place by the end of the year. And I look horrible in my fucking camera right now, but it's fine. You're going to be in a very good place, and that's all that matters. And the back of the deck was the 9 of Coins. So it's like, weathered all your storms and you have reaped the abundance that you deserved, hence the Justice, that you worked for, hence the Empress, hence the Temperance in reverse, the Page of Swords. And you're just in this like abundance energy. You're in a better energy. You're healing. You're in love. You are loved. Everything is required. Everything is working out in your favor. You'll have moments where it doesn't. The 4 of Swords is like this feeling that nothing's going right, but just like, oh, I'm so irritated and things aren't aligned right now because I'm out of it. And you know, you'll have these up and downs, but overall it's very positive and I really love it. So anyways, I hope you guys had a really lovely time watching. As usual, if you guys want to book with me one-on-one, I'm currently not on Twitter, but you can do my Instagram, email me, or the easiest way, as I always say, is to just go through my form on my website. All of that info will be below. If you like this, please feel free to give it a like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. I still post predictions on Twitter because they're scheduled. So if you still want content, it's on there, and my TikTok as well. Posting on there still. I'm still very active on there, and my lovely Instagram. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day / week, and I hope to see you in my next video. Mwah!